Well, this one's going to be a very, very interesting video. And to be fair, aren't always the videos interesting anyway? That's why we are moving mad. But let's get into this one real quick. Let's start off with Sarper. Now, yesterday you would have seen the video that I would have uploaded regarding the fact that Shekinah came out to tell us that her and Sarper are no more. And then also on top of that, I did say to you guys, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the reasons why they are no more is due to potential infidelity or potential greed for women. You know, and to be fair, after reading some of the comments, so a lot of you lovely folks were definitely on board in believing that one of the reasons why Shekinah and Sarper have not worked out is due to Sarper's own greed for women, especially now that he is a part of a comedy show, which if I remember correctly, where he gets his jokes written for him, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because some comedians do that. But it's a bad thing when you claim that you write your own original jokes when you don't. But either way, though, because of this, he's gaining popularity. And when you gain popularity, there was a chance that women are going to start knocking on your door. And Sarper has always given us vibes of somebody who would never say no. So here's the thing. New information has come out regarding Sarper's current activities. First and beyond, as you can see on your screen right now, what the hell just happened here? It disappeared. I thought I would show you something, but I am, as you can see right here, my lovely peoples, okay? Sarper has found himself on Bumble. Look at him. Stand-up comedian. I wonder how many times he tried to get the perfect angle for his photo. But either way, you can see he is new here on Bumble, so he's clearly not wasting any time by enjoying some more. And then also on top of that, the bio information came out as well. 6'2", active, Scorpio. That explains a lot. Drinks sometimes, no smoking, you know what I mean? Doesn't want any kids, which is quite interesting because he told Shekinah that he actually wanted to have kids. So maybe him saying he doesn't want kids is just him saying that I'm looking for someone just to have a little bit of fun with, okay? As you can see here. And then of course, so many other things, looking for something casual, which confirms it, as well as open to seeing where things go. And let's be real, when somebody says open to seeing where things go, 9 times out of 10, they don't give a damn where things go as long as things end up in the bedroom. Let's just call it what it is. But for some people, things can go further than just the bedroom. They can go on to dates, and then all of a sudden they're in a relationship, and all of a sudden they're married, and all of a sudden they got kids. Sometimes it does happen. It does happen. But is Sarper the kind of man who would be in a position for those things to generally happen? I mean, listen, do what you will with the information that I have given you, you know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, Sarper will always be and forever will always be moving mad. I don't see him to be any different in any shape or form for the remainder of his life. Now, with that said, though, we're going to move on to the next piece of tea. This one here is all about Emma. Now, when it comes to Emma, we know that Rob is the guy that she was hooking up with, and the same guy that she was upset with Elise for hooking up with. Even though when Elise hooked up with Rob, that was before Elise knew who Emma was. This is, in fact, Elise was on 90 Day before Emma was even on 90 Day. But either way, though, Rob has come out to have his own say on the matter itself in particular. So let's hear what Rob has to say. You understand why I am speaking this way in a second.
Yeah. I did speak about the Emma situation yesterday, guys. But yeah, I mean, it's not a secret anymore. Shit. Yeah, me and Emma met on Hinge, and we had a little situationship for a while. I just couldn't bring myself to see it being like really being a possible real thing, just because it's like red flags. And ultimately, at this point, I feel like I made the right decision.
It's interesting as Rob speaks in his very slow tone that I had to speed it up because I was falling asleep. No offense, buddy, but hey, come on, man. Where's the energy in your speech? Either way, though, let's talk about the red flag part. let's talk about the red flag part. Now, to be honest with you, I do believe that no matter what Emma does in this life, she will always be a walking red flag, to be honest with you. The woman screams desperation. Do you know the funny thing is, though? Before she even landed in Morocco, she was already asking for intimacy with Zaid as well as marriage. The moment that she lands, the first thing that she wants to do is to get into that bedroom, which again isn't a bad thing. If you know what you want, you know what you want. But the way you go about it is always going to be a very, very key factor, right? And it's always going to show someone your intentions. Point of the story is that when Elise first met Rob, what did she want? All she wanted to do was shake a little tushy, 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 tushy. Like, what's going on with the water in America? Like, what's going on here? But it's clear that he's definitely got a type. He definitely likes his women to be brunettes. But anyway, with that being said, let's continue and see what else he has to say regarding, of course, Emma.
You guys will all see it all play out, I'm sure. But you know, I spent time with her, and I was always 1,000% honest with her. You know, told her even when I was just not sure about whether or not her and I would like make it something real, like something official or anything like that. Whereas, all right, as long as I'm not sure, yeah, maybe we shouldn't talk because I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to build something if I'm not sure if it's going there. Like, I'm still trying to figure that out. And if you feel like that you're ready for it to be that, and you want it to be that, and I'm not able to give you that, then I would rather end it so as to not build it up anymore. And so I just try to keep it a buck with her, to be honest with her. So yeah, there was those times with her, and ultimately she would always just basically say she understands what it is. She understands that basically kind of I'm not really being ready to be in a relationship, or not really sure. There's more I need to see from her before I would want to be in a relationship with her. And her just, you know, accepting that and saying I still want to hang out with you and spend time with you. So yeah, me and her did spend time together.
The thing that I find quite fascinating is that Rob makes it abundantly clear that his situation with Emma was never serious. It was nothing but just casual fun, which is fine. But you see, Emma, the way she decided to approach Elise at the table, she made it seem as if Elise was literally sleeping with a guy or had done something with a guy that she was generally in a relationship with, somebody she built or an emotional connection with, somebody that she was planning to have a future with. And clearly that was never the case. Clearly it was never ever the case. Rob, literally, as he says here, as long as he's been honest in what he's saying that he kept it a buck with her. He told her, listen, me and you are just fun. Could we ever develop? Maybe. Is it possible? Unlikely. But you're just fun. But you know, we know when it comes to Emma, Emma's the kind of person that will say one thing but behave a different way. For example, we saw her literally complain about how Zaid had been speaking to other women. Meanwhile, she was literally hooking up with other guys prior to literally getting on that flight to Morocco. And also on top of that, let's not forget, originally she was with another guy from Morocco. That didn't work out. And then what happened? She then went on the app, ended up finding Zaid. But then when the guy from the past came back, what happened? She literally ghosted Zaid. And then when that didn't happen, that didn't work out again, what did she do? She returned looking for Zaid again. She's acting as if she never played a yo-yo with this man. She's acting as if she didn't drop him at any given second. She's acting as if she's always been the same, as if she's always behaved in a way that was kind to him. But she hasn't. All she ever did was drop him and then be demanding. How do you drop a guy, ghost a guy, and then start to demand intimacy, marriage, kids? Who does that? And then have the audacity to then be like, well, we finally slept together, and guess what? It was tiny. And guess what? You only lasted 10 seconds. So what? So what? And the maddest thing about it, I'm pretty sure that she's the kind of person that... Should I even say what I want to say next? Listen, you know me. I like to be moving mad. So of course I'm going to say what I want to say. Let's just call it what it is. She wants to complain about the fact that he only lasted 10 seconds. Darling, I promised you now, you wouldn't even last a minute with a real dude. That's all I'll say for that. Let's just call it what it is. Girl will be like, why is my leg shaking? Huh? I don't know what to do with myself. Did I just piss myself? Did I just... Moral of the story is she can diss Zaid all she likes. But at the end of the day, the only reason why she got some of Zaid was simply because she kept begging for it. So you know what? Appreciate at least you got it in the end, because that's what you wanted anyway. Be humble. But hey, some people like to be moving mad, and that's the way some people function in this world, unfortunately, if you know what I mean. But... with that being said, though, we are now going to move on to the next piece of tea. Okay, now, when it comes to the situation happening right now with Laura and Birkan, it came out that Birkan had somehow now finally paid off the 50k debt that he had. But not many people believe that he actually was able to pay it off, because he says that he went to Cyprus and gambled and he won 50K to be able to pay it off. And the crazy thing about it is, one thing for us, the public, to not believe him. But then when Laura comes out by doing this, as you can see here, there's a comment that comes down where somebody says to her, did he really pay off this debt, or was that a story? Laura responds by saying, I don't believe for a minute, no, sorry. Somebody came out in her comments and said, I don't believe for a minute that he just happened to win 50K and paid off his debt. And that the apartment is his, but his parents live there. He's telling you what you want to hear. As you can see, Laura then decided to actually like that comment. And because she decided to like that comment, it's got people thinking, it's got people wondering, is she now trying to tell us that she never believed the fact that he's paid off that 50K? Is she telling us at the same time she also believes that the apartment that he claims to own isn't even his and it's actually his parents'? I mean, listen, it can go one or two ways. Either one, she's actually confirming that she doesn't believe him and it maybe was nothing but a story, or two, she's just saying or two, she's just trolling the public. You know what I mean? I guess it's a matter of picking and choosing which one we want to believe when it comes to that statement itself in particular right there. But as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to Laura, let's just call it what it is. Even if it's not true that he paid off that 50K and it's not true he owns that home and he is still in debt and his house is whatever, does this mean that Laura would still break up with him? Absolutely not. She's still going to stay by his side anyway. And how do I know this? Because the man came out not once. We've only seen it 2 times online, but I'm pretty sure it's been more time than that. But we've seen him come out and make racial comments using the N-word multiple times. And what happened each time he did that? Laura did nothing but defend him. Did nothing but stand by his side, which therefore can give us confirmation that maybe, just maybe, or more, or not even a maybe, but most certainly, she is also a racist herself in particular. It does bring up that question. So, more of the situations, can we trust someone like Laura whenever she says anything? I personally don't think so. But hey, it's entirely up to you folks. But now we're going to move on to the next piece of juice, the next piece of tea. This one here is all about Jasmine. Now, you know with Jasmine likes to always create controversy. Controversy is her name. Controversy is what she lives by. And she can never give us a break. Now, once upon a time, Jasmine did hint and speak about, no, don't even hint, she did speak about how she has African heritage somewhere in her bloodline. I remember when this came out, people trolled her for it because they were like, it's a bit of a coincidence you're bringing it up now. But either way, she spoke about it in the past. Well, guess what, folks? She's brought back that conversation up again today. Well, not today, but last night. Let's dive into it. As you can see here, this post here provided to us by 90 Day Fiance Alexa Pomegranate. Well, that's a long name, you know. That's a lot. Hey, wait, man, it's short your name. Anyway, let's continue. As you can see here, raising a daughter who is half black means raising her to know her worth, her beauty, and her strength. So if she ever has to explain who she is, she'll do it with pride. Let's just repeat this. A daughter that's half black. Maybe these glasses are colorblind. Maybe I'm not seeing things correctly. Wait, half black. But you know what though, before I give you my thoughts, let's dive into the comment section, because this is where 2 customers came out from last time I checked this post to have their say. First one was Clayton. Some of you may or may not remember Clayton was on the show once upon a time. He is the guy that famously had his mom living in the closet with some pets. Yeah, crazy business. But either way, let's get into it. She has black DNA, but half is outright false. Exactly. That would require either Jasmine to be fully black, Matt will be Matt to be over half black, or for the daughter's DNA to have overwhelmingly inherited the black genetics. DNA typically does not transfer 1.1. Yeah. The latter is likely astronomically low chance, but I won't pretend to know the math on it. Let's just call it what it is. The math is not mathing. The math is not mathing. But let's continue, because Matt, but not Jasmine's Matt, who was part of the couple of the throuple with his wife Amani, that's the one, and the woman, what was the third woman's name again? I forgot. The woman from Mexico, yeah. Annie, that's the one. Annie, that's the one, yes. He puts that every half black person is wondering why the math ain't mathin'. Hell, every black person is wondering why the math ain't mathin'. Now, I'm going to keep it about. I'm going to keep it very simple, you folks, of what I think is really happening with Jasmine. Jasmine is somebody that likes to say things that's going to create attention, create controversy, create a buzz towards her page. She likes traffic. She loves traffic. Without having traffic to her page, then she's bored. So therefore, she has to say some ridiculous things. So let's just call it what it is. The reason why she's put out the term or put out the word, the phrase, half black is because she knows putting half black is going to get people talking. But you see, generally speaking, what she could have said would have been, I am raising my daughter to understand her full heritage, okay? And in that conversation of speaking about full heritage, she could then say that I want my daughter to understand the side of her where she has black heritage. Well, or let's reword it, where she has African heritage. She has heritage from Panama. Is it Panamanian marriages or Panamanian? If I've said that wrong, I'm not too sure, but let me know. Heritage, you know what I mean? And whatever other heritage that she has. She could have said it that way. And Jasmine isn't stupid. She knows that she could have said it in a way that would have balanced out every single heritage her daughter is going to inherit. Remain heritage exactly from her father too, right? She knows this. But she chose to poke the bear. She chose to put down half because she wanted a freaking reaction. And you know what though? She's getting a reaction, which is why I'm talking about it right here. But you know what though? Jasmine's controversy is also my own benefit too. When she brings traffic to herself, you give me content to bring traffic to myself. So you know what? A win's a win on both sides, if you know what I mean. But either way though, I personally think that she did this personally, tactically to get attention. But maybe you think that I'm moving mad. Maybe that you think that Jasmine done this because she generally is that naive, that stupid, and somebody that would actually believe that her daughter really is half black when her daughter is far from the case. Give me your thoughts on that one. And let's be real, folks. If we all did our ancestry tree, family tree anyway, I'm pretty sure most people in this world, if not every single person in this world that is predominantly probably white anyway, will probably have some sort of African heritage somewhere as well as European and XYZ. You know what I mean? But, you know, Jasmine's one of those people that does things because she thinks she's being a smart ass. But hey, you didn't fool me, darling. You didn't fool me. Let me not call you darling because... But with that being said, though, we're now going to move on to the last piece of tea. And this one here is so upsetting, folks. So upsetting. Nobody should have to go through this. So as we know, when it comes to Javon and Annalyn, they announced that unfortunately she had a miscarriage. And now people are coming out to question this information. Annalyn posted on her socials, as you can see here, fake pregnancy from the start. They hoped it would get them on a spin-off show. So somebody has obviously accused her of having a fake pregnancy. So therefore, Annalyn has had to bounce back and has had to show the people that this is not a fake pregnancy, folks, okay? And show them, look, this is the ultrasound, all right? This is the proof that you need. And as you can see, within a I can't even say the words, none of those words, is a yolk sac and embryo with good cardiac activity. And I ain't gonna even try to say the other words. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Okay, see what I'm saying? Either way, though, we can see here that she's obviously given evidence and proof. Wait, 38! Wait, at least 38. Wait. Hold on a minute. I need to make sure I check this the next time she's on screen because did I see this correctly? Wait, age 38 years of age. Yo, I need to find out. How old is Javon and Annalyn from 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days? Oh, I be damned. Annalyn from the Philippines. Wait. They're both 38 years of age. Javon is 38 and Annalyn's 30. I be damned. What? Oh, at least I know this is definitely, it's giving me more proof that she's obviously not lying, right? Not that I doubted her, you know what I mean? But sorry, I just didn't see that. I thought like maybe they were both like, I don't know, like 34, 35, hell, maybe even 32. God damn. damn, the genes are strong with them two, aren't they? God diddly damn, man. Well done to you guys for keeping that youth in. unless you folks believe that they both look 38, because I'm in disbelief. I'm in disbelief. And plus, Javon doesn't behave as if he's 38. You know what I mean? Like, he behaves as if he's still in his 20s. Let's just call it what it is. And I mean, Annalyn, give or take, you know, she also behaves a bit younger than her age too. But hey, God, okay. I feel like I've just had a crazy revelation right now, and it's not even that deep. But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and we can talk about it, okay? And as far as I'm concerned, people need to not, you know, I mean, listen, I don't believe that Jovan or Annalyn has shown us any trace this season to say that they would lie about something like this. If it was Lisa, on the other hand, different conversation. But if you haven't seen the video regarding Lisa apparently being pregnant, please do check it out, because apparently she was pregnant. Yes, Lisa, the woman that is like 52 or however old she is. Yeah, check that one out. But with that being said, please don't forget to hype the video, like the video, subscribe, and most importantly, have a good freaking day. I'm out.